So we're on to the open mic section. Angela, you've got 5 minutes maximum, and you're allowed to use that in pretty much any way you want. So welcome, and we're in your hands.
Thank you, Vicky. And I'd like to say at the beginning, this is totally off the top of my head, because until I walked in here and got asked if I wanted to contribute, I had no intention of contributing. But it is something that has bugged me for quite a while. And I've been here right from the start of the earthquakes, and my house is not fixed yet. I live close to the inner city, so I can't escape the earthquake. In April, May, I was overseas attending my niece's wedding, and I had no internet access until I got to New York at the beginning of May. And I just really went crazy because it was so nice to be able to get emails and check the websites and everything. But I was horrified to see on the press website that everything seemed to be on hold. The sports centre, the convention centre in particular, everything seemed to be on hold, and there seemed to be no starting dates for either of those. And because I was travelling on my own, I had a lot of thinking time, and I thought to myself, is it really time, with Sarah's mandate coming to an end, is it really time to have a David Longy cup of tea and to revisit the whole plan for the inner city? And I'm talking here about the areas that were included in the original Sarah plan. And I also remember the enthusiasm with which Christchurch people participated in the Share an Idea project. And I just wondered if it was within the Christchurch City Council's power to institute something like that again. I mean, we look at the inner city, and there are parts where you can see that things are coming together. And I'm a cafe enthusiast, and I go every morning to Vic's Cafe in Victoria Street. And of course, Victoria Street's really booming, and there's lots of things happening. But it's not happening in the inner city. And there are parts of the inner city that really worry me, like the block of Hereford Street between Colombo and Manchester. And there are still buildings there that look like they have to come down. There's the BNZ building, which has looked the same for ages. And what I really wonder is, with things like the convention centre, rumour has it that Mr Brownlee cannot get the money out of Cabinet with the inflated costs of the convention centre. And you look at the amount of land that has been cleared for the convention centre, and I wonder whether it's time to have an honest discussion with the government and say, well, can we compromise on the size of the convention centre, make it smaller, and maybe turn the area around it into some sort of parkland? It just worries me, the centre city, and I also wonder whether it would be really good to have people participate, to have citizens given the opportunity again to share another idea. Now that they see the blank canvas, and it's nearly 5 years down the track, can we go back? So many great ideas came out of Share an Idea. Can we go back to the citizens, open it up for a month, and get other ideas now that they see what's there now? That's just what I want to say.
Thank you so much for such
There is actually, aside from the government, there's actually a lot of private investment going into the area you talked about. There is a major development going in down Hereford Street, just in the area you're talking about. I know there's some other areas that are flailing a little bit, but I think it's not a question. It was more actually just to assure that.
Sounds like an advertisement.
We do actually have private investment going in there, but it's not government.
But there still are a lot of areas that doesn't look as though anything's happening.
About 80% of our buildings torn down.
Yes.
Just a question. There's just been a public consultation on Victoria Square, and
which I did participate in.
Which you did, and one of the things that I raised was we've still got Cathedral Square, we've still got all this other public space in the central city that there's sort of no process. Do you think I'm just interested in whether we should be looking at the whole central city, including the inner city east side, in terms of one consultation, or whether the idea that you would consult on individual projects.
No, I think it's the area that is covered by the Sarah plan.
Right.
That I wonder about, because I think that you can have a wonderful suburbs, but if the centre of a city is like it is at the moment, it drags down the whole place. I think the cities that are really great overseas are ones that have really good centres,
yeah,
that people gravitate to.
I was just
like the heart.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.